Live from downtown Detroit. Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
Minor headaches tonight, but we are tracking a major winter storm for the weekend.
With the snow comes the road commission and the snow plows, and they are getting ready. In fact, they are ready, but there are a couple of changes you should know about. One of them is green.
All right, Nick, but we begin with brand new information in a story we've been following all day here on Local 4. A woman's remains discovered inside a burning car in West Bloomfield. Thanks for being with us for the news at 5. There are several key developments to get you caught up on in what's turned into a real mystery.
This map helps paint the picture. The woman's body was found behind the old Pine Lake Elementary School around 1:30 this morning. Since then, police have searched a possible suspect's house right around the corner.
Also, the dive team has been searching Orchard Lake for evidence in the case. They wrapped up just a short time ago. Sean Lay joins us now from a gas station right nearby. And Sean, when I spoke to you at 4, you said investigators are also looking for possible clues there. Is that still the case?
That is still the case. Just spoke with the owner of the gas station behind me here at Orchard Lake and Pontiac Trail, a very busy intersection here. The owner says he expects investigators to come at any time to look at his video system to see if 2 suspects are on his security system here, filling up gas cans possibly related to this crime. Also tonight, we're learning more about the victim here living right around the corner. We're hearing she is 31 years old and may have been attacked as she was sitting in her car in her own driveway.
It's a shock.
The quiet neighborhood just south of Long Lake Road in West Bloomfield turned upside down today as word spreads that a young woman's body was discovered in a burning car. This man is a neighbor of that victim. Police were at his door asking him very specific questions about the victim, indicating that the woman might have been ambushed.
Sometimes she listens to her radio in the car in her driveway. And I didn't, and that's what he brought up, the cop did.
The woman's car with her body in it found burning behind the vacant Pine Lake Elementary School. Police followed tire tracks up the path behind the school to this home on Shorecrest. 2 young men were taken in for questioning, a 19-year-old from West Bloomfield who lives here and an 18-year-old from Detroit. People coming and going from the home were angry as police searched the home.
What's going on?
None of your business.
Why?
Because you don't need to be here.
As police were responding to the burning car, an officer spotted both teens at the Orchard Lake boat ramp. Both teens were identified at that time, but police then didn't know that they might be connected to the body and the car. As police investigated, both teens were stopped in a car as they were driving back to this home. Oakland County's dive team then searched the lake for evidence. A brutal murder, an intense investigation, and West Bloomfield in shock. Back here live, I can tell you simply by speaking with neighbors here, people are absolutely stunned by what's transpired here all day today. Now, people living in the home where the victim lived, understandably, they did not want to discuss what has happened today, this absolutely awful crime. We know that an autopsy has been done on the victim's remains. Dental records were needed in that autopsy to help identify her. Police now waiting for a cause of death that has not been discovered as of yet. We don't know what was found in the lake. They wrapped up there a short time ago. Coming up live at 6 o'clock, guys, we have new video of police removing gas cans. A lot of them from that house that is now under an intense investigation. Back to you.
Sean, you've been out there all day, as you said. You've been talking to neighbors. What did they say about the teens and the connection to that house? Anything?
They all say the same thing. Lots of young people, lots of cars, but not a lot of noise, not a lot of traffic. So they're incredibly shocked by what's happened here today. Much more coming up at 6.
Yep, and nonetheless, a lot of people on edge in that area wanting to know what's going on. Sean, we'll talk to you at 6 o'clock. Thank you. All right, folks, here we go. This weekend, we're in for the first real snowstorm of the season.
And you start worrying about driving. Ben's been tracking it tonight. And Ben, what's the time frame we're talking about here?
We're about 36 hours out from the onset of this snow. And by the time it all wraps up, midnight, early Monday morning, this is what we're expecting across the area. Generally 4 to 9 inches with some of the higher totals here in the heart of the area. We'll break down these numbers a little bit further in the 4-zone forecast coming up. I wanted to show you how this is going to impact our weekend, though. The snow depth is only one story, and it will be probably our most significant impact. Drifting is not going to be a huge problem because of the snow consistency, and also the winds are not going to be that bad. Visibility, we'll put it in the middle. This is not going to be a blizzard, but you'll definitely need to slow down at times. And as far as the duration, it's going to be spread out long enough that the crews are going to be able to keep up with this snow, but it is going to be almost a 24-hour event. And as far as the timing, usually on a Sunday afternoon, we'd say that's great, but we got a Lions game, we've got holiday shopping going on, and a lot of folks are going to be on the road, so the timing is going to be right there in the middle. Coming up, we will look at those snow totals and find out if that's our only chance at accumulation this week. Jason?
Well, Ben, speaking of those crews, county road crews across the region are getting ready for this snow, and right now to make sure those roads get cleared as quickly as possible and they can keep up, like you mentioned. Not only are they ready, as Nick Monticelli shows us, there are also a few new tools to help them get the job done.
Well, good evening. I don't know about you guys. I am just not ready for the snow to hit, but 'tis the season. But you know who is ready? All of the road commissions in all of our counties. In fact, not only are they ready, there's a chance they're excited for it.
This is our Super Bowl. We're ready to roll.
And not just roll, but roll in trucks we love to see when our roads are covered in ice and snow. This weekend's weather will be the first time counties put their road crews out in full force, but only if necessary. In Wayne County, 152 trucks are ready. In Macomb, 80 trucks are ready. And in Oakland County, 135 trucks are ready. There are some changes in Oakland County. One very visible one. The state legislature now allows for a colored light on their trucks. They went with green, hoping to increase visibility and cut down on accidents.
We are going to equip six of our trucks with them this year, and we're going to see if they work. Other road commissions in the state, such as Kent County, have been doing it for 2 years, and they do claim that it does work. They haven't been rear-ended. People seem to be a little more alert as they pull up to a plow that that's what the green lights are, and they're doing their work.
Also new are these. 18 pickup trucks have been equipped with plows and salt that will go home with road workers. So if there's an isolated incident, they can get to it faster, skipping the process of driving to the yard and prepping and loading a truck.
This is going to cut all that out just for those isolated incidents where we might have a bridge deck that froze up or maybe even a freeway ramp. So this is going to make our response time a little more efficient, and we can get things addressed.
Now we'll just have to wait and see how many trucks and how much manpower Mother Nature calls for. In Waterford, Nick Monticelli, Local 4.
Here's your fun fact for the day, by the way. In Oakland County, an average of 64,000 tons of salt gets used on the roads every winter.
It's a lot of stuff. Well, developing right now, U.S. safety officials are forcing automakers to speed up the replacement process of millions of defective Takata airbags. Today, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration issued an order that gives deadlines to automakers getting replacement parts, as well as prioritizing the cars that are most at risk. This is the largest recall in U.S. history. It will affect about 42 million cars in the U.S. with a total of up to 69 million airbag inflators. A $5,000 reward is being offered for information leading to the arrest of a man who robbed a mailman at gunpoint on Detroit's east side.
It happened just before noon today when the letter carrier was delivering mail near the intersection of Blue Hill and Burden Street. That's near I-94. The armed man was wearing a black ski mask and all black clothing. If you have any information, you're asked to call police. A mystery on Detroit's east side after a woman came home and found her boyfriend dead inside their home.
Yeah, this is just terrible. It happened in the area near 8 Mile and Shaner. The woman says she came home around 2:30 this morning and found her 27-year-old boyfriend dead from an apparent gunshot wound. Police are investigating. Lapeer County Sheriff Ron Calaquin is expected to be okay after surviving a deadly accident. Calaquin was driving in Davison Township yesterday morning when a minivan crossed over the center line and hit his police cruiser head on. The driver of that minivan was killed while Calaquin suffered serious injuries. Today, the Lapeer County Sheriff's Office announced that his surgeries were successful. He is recovering in the hospital.
So many accidents yesterday. More than $120,000 in reward money now being offered in the search for Danielle Stizlicki. The 28-year-old from Farmington Hills was last seen 1 week ago. As of right now, after leaving her job at MetLife in Southfield. Since her disappearance, her apartment complex and MetLife have both offered a $50,000 reward for information. That's on top of the $21,000 raised by a GoFundMe page for finding Stislicki. If you have any information on her whereabouts, call Farmington Hills Police. Donald Trump is back out on the trail, not the campaign trail. This is more of the victory trail.
Indeed, the president-elect started the day in Baton Rouge, Louisiana to support a Republican Senate candidate.
Now he is on his way to Grand Rapids, a city that played a key role in his big win here. Rick Albin from our sister station at Wood TV in Grand Rapids is there. Hey, Rick.
For President-elect Donald Trump, this is his third visit to the same venue here at the Deltaplex, just on the outskirts of Grand Rapids. And he comes to Michigan with some very special messages. Obviously, he wants to thank the state that gave him a victory for a Republican presidential nominee, first time since 1988. He also wants to talk about his pick for Secretary of Education, Betsy DeVos, from right here in West Michigan. And of course, Dr. Ben Carson, who grew up in his early formative years in the city of Detroit. But could there be another Michigan connection? Well, some of these rallies Trump has used to roll out a new person that will be in his administration. Could there be somebody else tonight? It's possible. Not somebody necessarily in the cabinet, but many people have talked about Ronna Romney McDaniel. She is the current chairman of the Michigan State Republican Party, and some think that Trump may tap her to replace Reince Priebus in Washington at the RNC. That's just speculation, but it could happen. If it does, it could happen tonight. It's one of the things we'll continue to watch as Donald Trump continues his victory or thank you tour, and we'll be here for all of it. In Grand Rapids, Rick Albin, Local 4.
We'll be following that all evening and up through 11 o'clock. Priya.
He was often referred to as the Greektown artist. Now, almost a month after his death, the family of Maurice Mims is asking for your help.
And like my dad used to say, you can run, but you can't hide.
The 64-year-old Marine was killed in a hit and run, and Detroit police and Crime Stoppers are working to solve this case.
Investigation into Colin Rose's murder, the police officer from Wayne State University, has taken on a whole new character.
Sergeant Rose represented the best of us.
And now there's a major development that is meant to try and get some more tips into police. We'll have that for you ahead.
All right, Ride, but first, devastating new details in that massive pileup yesterday along I-96. That story and more next.
New at 6.
A local middle school teacher in federal court today. New at 6, the disturbing admission he made to investigators.
And new video captures an armed robbery inside an Oakland County business. New at 6, what he did moments before holding the clerk at gunpoint.
Tonight we're learning more about the 3 people who died in that 53-car pileup on I-96. The victims are now being identified. In one car, 69-year-old Homer Leon II and his wife, 62-year-old Teresa O'Connor II of Ann Arbor, were killed. The third victim was a 28-year-old man from Hollywood, Florida. Their 2 cars were crushed between 3 semis when that chain reaction crash started.
Well, this video could hold the key to helping find the man who killed Wayne State Police Sergeant Colin Rose. Now there is a new incentive to help generate new leads in the case. Rod Maloney joins us live. And Rod, the reward just increased significantly here.
No doubt about it. This case has taken on a whole new look, and it has a lot to do with neighborly cooperation because, get this, we're here at the Detroit Public Safety headquarters here. There's DTE Energy right across the street, and the murder happened just about a mile in that direction by the old Tiger Stadium. The neighbors are getting together to try and solve this crime. The search is on in earnest to find this man riding his oddly outfitted bicycle behind Motor City Casino just minutes before Sergeant Rose's murder. Detroit police say that they're getting tips, but nothing's turned up just yet.
Sergeant Rose represented the best of us. We grieve.
DPD had a $15,000 reward for information leading to an arrest, but now there's much more.
Grieving is not enough. Therefore, in conjunction with one of our suppliers, DTE Energy is matching the existing reward of $15,000.
Detroit police now believe the bicycle-riding murder suspect was one of 3 people who used the bike. One of the others was the man originally arrested in the case. Chief Craig believes that there are people who can identify this man, and the pot is sweetened.
We think this is a great opportunity for someone who knows something to say something. All tips matter, and so we're encouraged by this additional $15,000.
DTE Security is already a close partner with Wayne State University Police, and Chief Tony Holt is glad to get more.
There's bait cars, bait bicycles, manpower, canvassing the area. And when you see that kind of cooperation in law enforcement community, that means we're headed in the right direction.
Now, that's $30,000 to make a huge difference in this case, and tomorrow's going to be an important day for the Rose family because Wayne State University is going to give him, Sergeant Rose, a posthumous master's degree because he was just inches away from having his master's degree. They want his family to have it. Back to you.
Now, Rod, if anybody has information about the murder, where can they go with that information? Are they asking them to call Crime Stoppers, or what do they want people to do?
Right, yeah, Crime Stoppers is one and the ATF is another. Now, we put the numbers up on clickondetroit.com, but there are two different numbers. If you know anything, go to the website, call those numbers. They're looking for tips. They're waiting to hear from you.
That's right, and no matter how insignificant you might think it is, it might be significant for police. So hopefully somebody knows something.
No doubt
they'll come
about
forward. All right, Rod, we appreciate it.
In case you didn't notice, winter is here in full force, and we like to get the snow sprinkled in so we learn how to drive again. Clearly, we've had some trouble with that over the last couple of days.
We still have a few days of autumn left.
Oh, you're right. It doesn't officially start until when? Next
21st,
week? Yeah.
So this is sort of a pre-winter storm, but it's going to be a snowstorm nonetheless. What we see out here on 4 Live radar right now is just these lake effect snow squalls that we were getting yesterday, and they don't look all that impressive, especially considering what we got coming on Sunday. But when you see these dark blue shades in here, that means that those squalls are intense, at least in a very short period of time. So visibility could change in just in a snap on some of these roads as you're heading home tonight. Be extra careful as you head back home for tonight for the commute. We're 29 right now. In fact, most of the lower peninsula in the 20s as far as the air temperatures go. Wind chills are in the teens. We expect that the winds are going to die down just a little bit compared to what we had last night. We at least shouldn't have those negative numbers that Duluth is getting right now. Let's look at the 48 states, and when we go out here to the west, this is just the beginnings of that system that's eventually going to get us on Sunday. In fact, when we show you a different satellite view, you can still see the swirl out here off the Canadian coast in the Pacific. This will eventually start making a beeline towards the Great Lakes and pick up a lot of moisture in front of it, and that's what we're looking at for that snow that's going to roll in here. So tomorrow we'll have some lake effect snow showers in the afternoon too, but the big event starts Sunday morning, continues all the way through the day, and then finally ends about midnight going into Monday morning. So how much are we going to end up with? We told you at the top of the show we're looking for a general a range of 4 to 9 inches, and here's how it breaks down. Notice that some of these darker shades are where we're expecting the higher totals. So just about a half a foot here in Detroit, and those numbers get a little bit higher up here closer to M59, 7 inches in West Bloomfield, about 6.5 in Troy, and they sort of slacken off both north and south of that zone. So downriver, we're looking at about 5 inches of snow for you. Towards the Ohio state line, closer to about 4 inches in Lambertville, Morenci, maybe even less than that in Luna Pier, with a possibility you could see a brief change over to rain, at least towards the end of that system. But those numbers are higher here in the northern sections of Lenawee County. 6 inches in Tecumseh, higher than that in Onstead. And in our west zone, you start looking at these numbers go from 8, possibly over 9 inches of snow. Novi, Milford, Clarkston could top the 9-inch mark right there where we expect that axis of heavier snowfall to be. And you can see that those numbers do become a little bit lower as you work your way into Sanilac County. But just a half a foot of snow up towards Sandusky. 23 tonight for the overnight low. Just scattered flakes from those lake effect snow showers. Tomorrow we'll get to a high of 28 with afternoon lake effect stuff as well. And again, once we get past Sunday, temperatures become the story as we're looking at single-digit temperatures and negative wind chills by Thursday and Friday. So it doesn't matter if it's winter or not. It feels like winter.
That's right. Thanks, Hank.
Shopping and saving during the holidays, it is possible. I'm Hank Winchester. Help me, Hank. The information you need to know to score a great deal. That story is coming up.
All right, but first, on edge at Western Michigan University, the tragedy just off campus as a manhunt is now underway for a killer.
A student athlete is in custody as a person of interest in connection to the shooting of a Western Michigan University student.
A 20-year-old student's body was found at an apartment complex near campus last night. Witnesses told police 2 men with bandanas over their faces ran from the scene, got into a car, and drove off. Police believe the victim was selling marijuana at the time. The investigation is ongoing.
New testimony in the kidnapping and murder of Jessica Hiringa focused on what was found in the accused killer's minivan. A state police sergeant testified about surveillance video that captured a rusty silver minivan near the Norton Shores gas station where Hiringa was kidnapped in 2013. The sergeant says a search of Jeffrey Willis' silver minivan uncovered chains, hooks, rope, a ball gag, and drawings of places to inject women. Willis's attorney claimed the drawings were for his wife at the time, who was diabetic. Other testimony analyzed Willis's cell phone, which showed he was in that area that night.
New at 5:30.
Midtown Detroit, home to condos and apartments, $1,500, $2,000 a month. But where do folks with more modest means live? We'll take you inside the newest option. Would you believe $550 a month?
He just walks away. Chilling new video of the South Carolina church shooter leaving the scene as 9 people lay dead inside.
Surveillance video captured the moment a beloved Detroit artist was killed in a hit and run. Now the family is turning to Crime Stoppers for help solving the death of Maurice Mims.
It's dinner. Live from downtown Detroit. Local 4 News at 5:30 starts now.
A beloved artist and military vet hit and killed. Tonight his family is speaking out as they plead for justice and to get his killer off the streets. Maurice Mims was killed while crossing the street last month near Greektown.
The security camera video captured the silver Impala police believe hit Mims, but the driver has never been caught. And tonight his family is hoping to generate new clues in the case. Priya Mann spoke to them today. She joins us live now. And Priya, this whole family is understandably devastated.
And Kimberly, Maurice Mims was the second of 17 children. This is a very close-knit family, and Maurice had a lot of roles. He was a former Marine. He volunteered with the Red Cross, clocking in more than 10,000 hours, and he was a local artist, often seen right here in Greektown. But now his family needs your help finding his killer.
That night, before I left, I told him, I love you, and he told me he loved me back. And not knowing that that would be the last time that I would see my uncle.
This family is determined to find the driver that killed a former Marine on Veterans Day.
I like to really call on the military community because we're like brothers and sisters. Please, if you know anything.
Around 5:30 in the evening on November 11th, 64-year-old Maurice Mims was crossing the street at Randolph and Larned in downtown Detroit. This surveillance video captured the moment a silver Chevy Impala hit the man and took off.
But I'm determined to find the person that hit and killed my brother, Maurice Mims.
Mims was a beloved Detroit painter, often referred to as the Greektown artist. He was a regular sight at Beaubien and Monroe. His family says they will keep his memory alive through his unique artwork and are hoping someone will come forward.
That I'm praying for you, whoever you are, because that's how we were raised, and that's how Maurice was raised.
And Crime Stoppers is offering a $2,500 reward for information that leads to an arrest. If that information comes in tonight, they're offering an additional $1,000. And of course, those phone calls, the people who call and give that information, they are anonymous. Reporting live from Greektown, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
All right, Priya, here with Ben now and tracking some snow. We use that word a lot, tracking, but you're really tracking some stuff now this time.
We're watching it very closely, and usually we start out with a couple inches here or there, but this time we're just going to get walloped with the real deal to start out our winter season. And right now, the winter storm watches have been posted on the other side of Lake Michigan. That's the blue shade that you see out here from Chicago north to Milwaukee and through parts of the state of Wisconsin. Notice that we don't have any advisories or watches over us, at least for Sunday. There is a winter weather advisory for some lake effect snow up towards Traverse City, but it will be coming. We will be getting a watch most likely later tonight for most of the southern part of the state as this system develops. The other thing that we're watching is currently some of these snow squalls that are out here. Even though they're intense at times, they are moving pretty quickly. So likely that these are only going to last about 10 to 15 minutes at any one spot, but could be dropping visibility below a mile. So definitely watch it and take your time out on the roads. We'll look more at not only our Sunday snow, but what to expect during the Lions game if you're heading downtown on Sunday, coming up in a few minutes. Kim?
Ben. It is day 3 of the federal case against accused Charleston church shooter Dylan Roof. The jury hearing from the accused himself as his videotaped confession is played in court. Today, jurors watched the videotape of accused shooter Dylan Roof's confession taken after his arrest in North Carolina. Roof telling investigators, quote, "I went to that church in Charleston and I did it. I had to do it. Someone had to do it," end quote. As part of his confession, Roof admits to researching black on white crime and black churches online, helping him choose Mother Emanuel AME, and describes himself as a white supremacist, saying, quote, "What I did is still minuscule to what they're doing to white people every day." Before giving chilling details of the murders, the gunman's own account of the crimes comes on day 3 of what's already been a gut-wrenching trial. Yesterday, jurors saw never-before-seen security video showing Dylan Roof arriving and leaving the Charleston church holding the weapon prosecutors say he used in the killings. Graphic photos were also part of the exhibits, including a Snapchat video taken from inside just before the shooting, and survivor Felicia Sanders and her painful testimony of her efforts to protect her granddaughter as bullets rang out, killing her aunt and her son. Now, Roof is charged with 33 separate counts, including hate crimes. If convicted, he could face the death penalty. All right, well, Donald Trump is back on the campaign trail tonight, but it's not to drum up votes, but rather to just say thank you.
Yeah, a big thank you. Take a live look at inside Grand Rapids, where the president-elect is set to hold a rally at 7 o'clock as he travels. By the way, a major name has been dropped from the administration. Edward Lawrence following all of that from Washington.
Well, good evening. Donald Trump is trying to help himself in Congress by adding another Republican in Louisiana's runoff election. Right now, Republicans hold a slim majority in the Senate. One more would help Trump's agenda. Trying to get one more Republican senator elected to Congress, Donald Trump went to Louisiana to help John Kennedy win Saturday's runoff election. This as trusted campaign advisor Rudy Giuliani removes his name from consideration for Secretary of State. Trump says he can see an important place for Giuliani in his administration sometime in the future. One selection expected soon will add another woman to the cabinet. Reportedly, Washington State Representative Kathy McMorris Rogers will be named Interior Secretary. Criticism increased today for tapping fast food CEO Andy Puzder as Labor Secretary, who opposes raising the minimum wage.
Donald Trump has kind of given a big middle finger to that entire department.
Today, a new coalition of groups emerged to block Trump's promise to repeal Obamacare and instead make changes.
It's clear that he's movable. The question is whether the people that he's appointing are going to help make this happen.
One union seems to be moving towards calming the Twitter war with the president-elect. Today, Indiana United Steelworkers boss Chuck Jones says he would still work with Trump after being verbally attacked by him online.
If Trump is sincere about keeping jobs in the country, and you guys have heard him numerous times, that's what his goal is, we'll sit down, we'll work out something, keep these damn jobs here.
He wants to make sure Trump keeps his promise of saving American jobs.
My administration will follow 2 simple rules: buy American and hire American, okay?
Well, Donald Trump is expected to attend the Army-Navy football game tomorrow. He says he will spend half the time on the Army side and half on the Navy side. In Washington, Edward Lawrence, Local 4.
Well, in an effort to improve adult literacy in Detroit, the Motor City Casino Ballroom was packed with people today. The 5th annual Every December fundraiser for literacy, considered one of the biggest events that promotes reading in the community. and a friendly face was there. Carmen Harlan was the mistress of ceremonies, getting everybody on the dance floor with the host, Rochelle Riley, from the Free Press. All the proceeds went to the Dominican Literacy Center and the Mercy Education Project. A lot of us here from Channel 4 were there as well, and we had a great time. Great time had by all.
Miss that smile, don't we? Without question, Midtown Detroit is one of the hottest neighborhoods in the city. If you can manage to find an apartment up for rent, and that's a big if, you can expect to pay sky-high prices. But today, that's changing thanks to this building. Guy Gordon is live tonight in front of a key project for the city. Guy?
Jason, we've all been amazed at the development in Midtown. Rents now $1,500, $2,000 a month. Certainly that's great for the tax base and it's a sign of progress. But what about the people that stayed here? How do we keep them from getting priced out of the market? Well, that is the answer right there. That's the Traymore. It is a new affordable housing option here with rents. How about $550 to $600 a month?
It's going to stay solid. It's a good foundation. So
Antonio McClure is showing off his new apartment to his daughters. On Monday, the Warren resident will move back to the city he left in 4th grade. Surprised that he could afford Midtown living.
Beautiful. I love it. Everything is newly remodeled inside. Everything is brand new.
For 20 years, other developers threw up their hands. But $3.5 million in federal housing funds to the city helped transform this relic into 28 units of loft-style apartments. Additional tax credit funding helped keep rents low.
The spirit was that this is a neighborhood that had people that were here for a long time, and as development like this occurs, you know, people who can't afford to pay as much get pushed out.
The Strathmore, just a few blocks away, is 40% affordable units. Affordable senior living is coming to Brush Park. This is becoming the norm, not the exception.
I think we've approved 8 or 10 more of these projects in the last month or so. Anybody who has any kind of city support, a minimum of 20% of the units have to be affordable.
Antonio's girls can't wait to visit their dad in the big city. What do you like?
Big buildings.
You like the big buildings?
Yeah.
Okay. Which means that one more light is going to be burning in the Traymore come Monday. They're almost fully leased at this point. To give you an idea, Jason, of just what a decrepit relic this building was before they developed it, the developer's son shot a zombie apocalypse movie here and said it was better than any Hollywood set. We're live from Midtown. I'm Guy Gordon, Local 4. Back
I bet
to
you can find a few of those around in some of those spots. Guy, is there an income qualification to get into one of these apartments?
There is. It's a formula, 50 to 60% of what the median income is of Metro Detroit. So for most people, that would be folks that would qualify. They got to be under $30,000 a year.
Well, I think it's safe to say the fewer places we have to shoot zombie apocalypse movies, the better. Guy Gordon,
isn't that nice?
Live tonight. Thanks, Guy. Safe to say it's one of the most unusual places to hold a graduation ceremony.
Probably so. New tonight why 37,000 feet in the air ended up being the perfect spot for these guys to get their college degrees.
And it's been called a slow-moving tragedy. Now there's real proof. What just washed ashore on the West Coast from the Fukushima disaster that has environmentalists on edge.
We are checking in with the shopping experts, revealing what you can do right now to save big money before you go to the mall.
Hey. New at 6.
A 5-year ordeal has finally come to an end for a community on the west side of the state. Baby Kate's father was sentenced to jail. We'll tell you how long he'll be behind bars and what prosecutors and police have to say.
Governor Snyder signs a new package of bills designed to bring autonomous vehicles to our roads faster and to make sure that Michigan leads the way.
Shopping and saving. It is possible this holiday season. Don't think it's not. There are deals hidden in those apps and online that could help you stay on your budget.
Well, tonight, Help Me Hank reveals the 4 things you should be doing to save during the holidays.
It is possible to save while you shop during the holiday season, but you need to be smart. You need to do your research, and that includes using your phone and downloading different apps where there may be secret bargains. You may also want to sign up for a store credit card, but there is one big catch. The malls are packed. People are busy holiday shopping, but before you hit the mall or log on, here's some important shopping information from expert Andrea Warrock. Information that could save you money. First off, how to avoid shipping fees.
If you're spending more to get free delivery, then it's not free. So look for those free shipping codes with no minimum order required. You could go to freeshipping.org, look at the retailer's homepage, or there's also Free Shipping Day on December 16th, which offers free shipping from thousands of retailers, and they offer additional discounts with guaranteed delivery by Christmas Eve.
Next up, store coupons. Not all are created equal. Pay attention to the deal that's being offered.
Watch out for those buy more, save more promotions that retailers try to lure you into spending more. So they might offer 25 off 50 or 50 off 100. Shoppers instantly perceive that 50 off 100 as a better value, but it's the same % discount.
And search for those deals. Use the internet, use apps. There are major bargains out there and ways to save, but you need to know where to look.
Coupon Sherpa is a great mobile coupon app where you can find deals to JCPenney, Kohl's, Macy's, Toys R Us, and get in the habit of checking your apps before you go into the store to know what the deal is at that moment. Also, sign up for retailer newsletters. Wherever you're planning to shop, they'll email you the different promotions that are available.
And if a store offers you a percentage off your purchase if you sign up for their credit card, be cautious. Only do it if you have the opportunity to save big on your purchase.
If you are going to look for those store card deals, it's best to take advantage of it on a big purchase, on a big ticket item like a kitchen appliance or maybe a washer and dryer where you're really saving a few $100s.
And I have an update to a shopping story I told you about earlier this week. You may remember this mom from Whitmore Lake. She was online and purchased a product called a Fuzzy Wonder. It's kind of a different version of a Hatchimal. She was doing it because the Hatchimals were sold out all over town, but she never ended up getting that product, and then later found out many other concerned parents had also said they either didn't get a refund or the product in the mail. Well, a Local 4 viewer heard that story, had a Hatchimal that was available that she had just purchased, and is now sending it on to that family so those kids will have that toy just in time for the holiday. I'm Hank Winchester. Help me, Hank. Back to you.